Big crowds have been entertained here in a big way, and that's why they're always coming out for the Passion for Speed Festival. Volkswagen Driving Academy launched this weekend. Great to see a big initiative with Volkswagen to bring in some new blood to motorsport. We now catch up with some very, very awesome cars in the Castrol pre-66 and 68 SATT. Mark and Jonathan DuToit have won this 5 times. You've got some big contenders in there as well with the likes of Michael Stephen and Jeff Kruger in the Chevron B8. Peter and Paige Lindenberg in their machine, and look out for Warren Lombard, a man who ran at the front end right till the very closing stages last year and nearly took it away. The Clarks are in the Morgan 4-4, and then of course Roy Campos looks to come through and possibly take another win in the TT in that T70 Spider. Issues though for Campos right from the word go, and unfortunately the T70 Spider had some issues on the warm-up lap and he had to pull in and out of the race. So it's going to be up to Mark and Jonathan DuToit to see if they can get another win in the bag here. The 201 car is Robin Kruger, partnering with her partner in crime, Stian Kriel, in the GSM Dart, and already in the thick of it there. Unfortunately, looks like there were some issues on the Trans-Africa Racing T70 Spider, and Mark and Jonathan have gone to battle in the Daytona.
Look out for Peter Bailey as well, car number 40. He's in the 1966 Ford GT40. And of course, that is a type car. But out front, it's car number 17. It's Jeff Kruger in there. He's partnered with Michael Stephen. And from qualifying, the wet qualifying, Jeff Kruger came in. Michael Stephen had a chat in his ear, went out, and whatever he said to him, Jeff Kruger went out and found a little bit extra pace to put that car in pole position. As we go on board here now with Mark DuToit in the Trans-Africa Racing 1964 Daytona car. And he's coming onto the back straight there. Remember, one of the favorites to pick up this TT win as all the cars come filtering through. And what an incredible shot that is. Some of the most exclusive executive cars you will ever see racing around a track in the world. Some smoke there coming from that car. But let's catch up then with Jan Kling in his very exclusive car.
Jana Kling, you've been to SWAT Corps, particularly this event, 7 times. Obviously, you enjoy something about this race.
Yeah, it's very nice to come here. It's very nice to come here and racing, yeah.
And a long way from Sweden. What's the motivation of coming all the way here?
All of it. The weather is perfect. We have a half a meter of snow now in Sweden. It's 30 degrees cold, so it's much nicer here. And the people are very friendly here as well.
A little bit about your gorgeous car. If you want to tell us something about the car that you're driving.
The cars, ordinarily I buy it from South Africa, and then I send it to United States, the Holman motor. So Lee Holman try to make it as a Fiat car, but he'd make 50% of the work. So I have worked with it for 7 years to have the Fiat paper today.
And what an incredible machine it is. We're on board here with his countryman, KENNET PERSSON, a bit further back, just behind him. In fact, you can see going through turn 4. Up the inside comes the type car of Bailey. So that's the car based on these 2 GT40s that's in the sandwich between the two of them as they head to the top of the hill. Jan Kling now just hanging on and seeing if he can just get into a nice little rhythm. Remember, it's 45 minutes of racing, so you have to get into that rhythm. Look at Warren Lombard starting to apply the pressure at the front end in the PERSSON automotive machine as that big Cobra starts to come into play. On the tail of this machine, of course, you can see is DuToit. We're on board with him as they go through Mix FM corner, closing down on PERSSON and looking for a way through. Change up as... Sure, there's a big move there from Bailey early on. Peter Bailey wants to get this job done and dusted and is looking to get to the front as quickly as he can. That's exactly what he's done. Here come the 2 Lindenberg racing machines. It looks like there might be a little bit of an issue there on the 24 car. Oh, yes, there you go. A little bit of problem and sliding into the wall. Dirk Fenter got it all wrong. A little bit of fluid coming out of the back of the car, so I wonder if that caught the back wheels and has sent him into the wall there. The SWAT Corps crowd running away to try and get avoidance of that crash. Safety car being deployed and PERSSON comes straight in. KENNET PERSSON now looking to take advantage early on. This is what Michiel Campagna did a few seasons ago, where he came in early on to try and get the allotted 3-minute stop done and dusted. You can see that it looks like, yes, Colin and Helen have come in as well to do that stop. PERSSON got stopped ever so slightly in the pit lane, and I think he might have been hindered slightly there. That might cost him some time later on. Out front, restart, and the green flag is out. It's Jeff Kruger leading as they come through G&H Transport Corner, and he's got Bailey all over the back of him, followed by Lombard.
Yeah, Peter Bailey's made his way through the field, but here comes Lombard on the inside. Remember, got to change your mindset in a 45-minute race like this. It's not a sprint race, so you've got to just plan those moves a little bit more carefully as Tender Sharte's car still throwing out that smoke. But it's not the sprint race, so your mindset really does have to change, and it's all about that consistency that you spoke of earlier and getting the car across the line. Thomas Faulkner there in car 111 doing a great job running in the top 6 or 7 there. That's a good drive so far.
Yeah, the Mustang is going really well there, Falconer. He'll be looking to try and wrap things up in the Index of Performance category, and he'll be fighting hard there, not only with De Bruyn there in the Porsche, but also with Kruger and Creel in the Dart. Those are the kind of cars that can run consistent lap times all the time and not have to worry about the fight to the front end of the field, where Peter Bailey's got to.
Now, Peter Bailey's looking comfortable now that he's got to the front end there, but we know that Michael Stephen and Jeff Kruger's in that car 17 at the moment, but we know that they've got the experience and just maybe sacrificing a little bit of pace to just bring the car home. Remember, you can't hammer that car for 45 minutes, so some tactics being thrown in here in the early stages of this race already.
Warren Lombard up to second place ahead of Kruger as he starts to power away and get into the clutches of that GT40. Now, Bailey knows exactly what to do. He's won this event. 2 seasons ago, he took the victory in the TT, so he knows what to do at the front end. He's on his own. So is Lombard. Kruger and Stephen working together as teammates. That might be a little bit of a change-up in terms of tactics as well. The strategy is definitely going to come into play. Oh, and then Descharte is out of shape. Right into turn number 2's Kitty Litter. That Cobra is crying out, doesn't want to get back on track. Eventually, he gets it straightened up and back onto the black stuff. Nick Clark in the Morgan 4-4 coming in as well. Looks like this is an unscheduled stop. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be expected here. We'll wait to see if Chris... There, you can see Chris waiting for him. Big Dad waiting to see what's all wrong with the car. Let's have a quick check and see.
You can't do anything about it.
The linkage is gone.
Yeah, okay, you can't do anything about it.
I don't have any gears there. I have to find them.
Well, they can't. If the end's broken off or something, you can't do anything about it.
Pretty self-explanatory there from the Clarks. Here is Gerald Wright chatting to his driver, Josh Dovey. Allan Garrow in pits as well.
Going quite well. Just a bit hot out there.
It's starting to heat up on track as well as Bailey has hit the front and goes down into turn. Oh, he spun out on some oil. And as he's done that, the safety car has been deployed. The toys have come into pit lane and looks like they might be on for the win.
Hopefully, let's see. Keep it together.
John fires up the Daytona. Dovey in full flight through turn 4. Safety car is out there. So this is perfect timing here for DeToy. And if he stays in there for the 3-minute allocation, it might pick up a couple of laps. Let's have a quick chat to see what's happening there. You can see Jeff Kruger and Michael Stephen swapping out. There's Dion Creel.
How are you feeling? Excited. Slow car, but we're having fun. It's going to be exciting.
Jeffy, good one out there.
Yeah, it was lekker. We had a good start. Unfortunately, the safety car came out about 2 laps at the beginning because we had Volkswagen quite a nice lead. But then we had to settle for third, which is fine. So it's still a long race to go. Let's hope for the best.
Oh, looks like Peter Bailey's picked up some issues as well, Rob, as you can see him smoking down into turn number 2. He's been overtaken by Lindenberg. Michael Stephen and Jeff Kruger have now moved up to second place. There you can see them on the road. There's the lead car coming from the back. Can you believe that? Michael Stephen and Jeff Kruger could be lapped by the 2 DeToy boys because they've lost 2 laps in the pit lane as De Bruyn nearly takes them out. Wow, the spinning Porsche. And Jonathan DeToy avoided that Porsche to within an inch of his life.
Let me tell you, the DeToy brothers can thank their lucky stars because everything is playing right into their hands at the moment. These are the guys that are on pace at the moment, especially with Michael Stephen in that car. Out on track, he's seeing the lap times, but because of the safety car, they are way back in the field. And at the moment, Jonathan DeToy is out front. Look at this. This is the replay of that incident. Oh, again, thank your lucky stars because that could have ended your race and that good margin that they've got at the front end.
A lot of luck going the DeToy's way here to possibly win this one. It's all bad luck, unfortunately, for Peter Bailey. He's got the red dot flag. He's going to have to come into pit lane there with an issue on that car as DeToy goes through on Falconer and now just hangs on. He's got 2 laps to play with. There's no issues. He's going to literally nurse that car to the finish line. No problems at all for them. It could be their 6th victory here in the TT.
And look at this battle now for Class B. Here comes Peter Lindenberg on the inside of Faulkner. This is on the final lap going into turn number 4. That is a change-up for Class B lead. Does look like, yes, Peter Lindenberg has made it stick now ahead of Faulkner. So how to get robbed on the last lap going into turn 4. No such problems at the top of the hill for Michael Stephen, but it does look like the Stephen and Jeff Kruger partnership are going to have to settle for second place.
2 laps down there for Kruger and for Stephen. They lost a lot of time with that safety car. It all went into the clutches of the DeToys. They've timed it to perfection to come in for that safety car. It's going to be a 6th victory in the SATT, proudly sponsored by Castrol. And it's going to be Mark and Jonathan DeToy who are going to take the spoils again. The checkered flag comes out after 45 minutes. Doesn't matter which car goes across the line. And the first one across the line was Michael Stephen, followed by your winners, the DeToys. Great effort there from them. Michael Stephen and Kruger in second. Peter and Paige Lindenberg in third place ahead of Falconer, Jan Kling, and Johan de Bruyn in that little 911 in 6th place. Let's catch up with Mark and Jono.
I didn't have much to do actually. I got in the car, The car was running beautifully. There was no problems whatsoever. And we were very, very lucky in that race. We managed to time the safety car. It was just by coincidence. And as a result, I think that gave us quite a big lead at the end. Drove a few laps behind safety car and then didn't have too much to do just to make sure I brought it home.
Well, we took out the Daytona this year because they've changed the classing slightly. We were running fourth, I think, for most of the race. And then, just as we timed our pit stop, there was I don't know if it was an accident or a car that blew up, but a lot of oil went down. And we were very lucky and ended up on top again.
A super effort from Michael Stephen and Jeff Kruger for second place in their first outing together. And nice to see a victory lap there for the DeToys in the Auto and Truck Tire Monster Truck. Join us after the break for some more action.